107.5 WBLS. Welcome home. I know you've had a long day. I know you did some shopping. And more importantly, I know you've been caught up in some traffic along the way as well. Whatever the case may be, baby, that's all pushed aside. And now it's time for us to kind of just take a moment to exhale, take a moment to just relax, and more importantly, take a moment to just enjoy some conversation. It is an honor and a pleasure to have a distinguished young man in my company tonight. I could say, honestly, without, because this brother doesn't age, that I grew up listening to some of this music because at the time when I was listening to the Isley Brothers music, as we just heard just a moment ago, my focus was in a different direction. I was wanting to be a singer at that time. Didn't have any thought, any inkling at all of wanting to do radio. And this gentleman has been a part of the Isley Brothers clique. You remember the album, I say album, the vinyl album. Remember 3+3? So from 3+3 till Between the Sheets, this gentleman who we have in our company tonight was one of the integral parts of the foundation, the musical foundation of the Isley Brothers. And then time went on, and then him and Marvin and Ernie split from the Isleys, and they formed their own trio called Isley, Jasper, Isley. It is an honor and a pleasure to have Brother Chris Jasper, my Facebook friend,
all right, that's right,
with us tonight. And happy holidays to you, first and foremost.
Well, thank you. Same to you. And I'm really glad to be here. Back at WBLS.
Yes. And you and your lovely wife has been sharing some wonderful stories with us back in the day. Actually, we should say this, that BLS was really the foundation and the true vein of how you met your wife.
That's right. That's where I met her. You know, I was...
That's amazing.
I was here one day to see Frankie, actually.
Wow.
And we were talking, and after our meeting, I walked out into the hallway and bumped into Margie and followed her all over the place. And, you know, we got together right after that.
And she didn't think that you were a stalker at that time?
No. She knew who I was because, you know, I was there to see Frankie. Right, so right. She knew I wasn't just some strange guy roaming around the station. But you know, we got together after that. And
31 years later.
I always remember WBLS for that.
Wow. Well, hey, man, I love romance relationships can happen, that's for sure.
That's right.
And you've been married how long?
30 years, almost 31.
Wow. I'm waiting for that book to come out. I have the album. I'm waiting for that book to come out. Yeah. Look, let's go back. Let's give you a little taste of Isley, Jasper, Isley. We'll come back and chop it up with Chris Jasper in just a moment. You're inside the Quiet Storm. If you'd like to talk to Chris and reminisce with him, you can do so at 1-855-453-6694. And as I said a moment ago, if you're close to your computer, I want you to log on right now to WBLS.com, click on the Quiet Storm page, and enjoy the conversation that we're going to have behind the scenes in just a moment. But we'll come back and chop it up with Chris Jasper. He's in the building tonight, baby. Relax and unwind. It's 107.5 WBLS. Chris Jasper with us tonight behind the scenes of the Quiet Storm. We'll go back on air in just a moment. But, Chris, I just want to thank you for, taking out your time to come by and just say hello and bring us up to date on what's going on in your life, because there's a lot happening.
Oh, sure, yeah. I'm always, recording, and I tell people that all the time. I mean, I'm a songwriter, and when ideas come to me, I have to put them down. And I'm fortunate enough to have a studio where I can, just put everything down that comes to me. So
as soon as that creative thought hits you, you can go right into your personal studio.
Sometimes it happens that, like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'll wake up, hey man, I better go down and put that idea down. And that's exactly what I do. So I'm always recording, and I got new stuff ready for 2014 right now. Well,
a lot of people may not know, if they haven't had a chance to keep up with you, is that you have ventured into the gospel inspirational avenue a lot and very, very heavily.
Yes, that's true. I have 4 gospel CDs, and I did that for a number of years. I think about 10 years, and it was just a part of me that I hadn't revealed, and I wanted to get that part of me, out on record, and my relationship with God, and which is very important to me. So that's what I did for a while, and then I started to do some more secular songs. But all of my songs, though, some ministers even say, they want to use some of my love songs in their sermons because they're pure, they're that real love messages, and that's what I record now.
Well, tonight, y'all, we're going to get a chance to hear a couple of pieces from the brand new CD called "Inspired." And what inspired this?
I wanted to touch all the areas of life with this CD. We have love relationships, we have marriages. There's also current things going on that I wanted to address.
I noticed you addressed the thing about the guns and the pans.
Yes, and pick up the books. Keep believing, a message that we sorely need, and also the spiritual aspect of life. Which some of the songs address that too. So I wanted a full spectrum. Lyrically with this CD.
I think my favorite two on the album, "Inspired" and "Any Day."
Yes.
Two favorite. The "Inspired," where did the creativity come from that? What was the inspiration for you?
Well, I'm inspired every day by my wife Margie. And it was kind of what I was thinking about when I came up with that lyric. You inspire me so much. And
not knowing you were going to say that, and this is our first time sitting down. Yeah. In the back of my mind, once I knew that you guys, I didn't know that you guys, of course, met by you coming here to WBLS, but I knew that it had to be a connection to your wife.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah. That's when I'm thinking of writing a love song, that's the easiest thing for me to do is connect with her and think about things like how I feel about her, and then sometimes lyrics will just pour out, because of that. So that's the perspective that I write my love songs.
You see, that's the kind of love I'm looking for, Chris. You see see, when you can write a song and always be inspired, that's love.
Yeah, I wrote a song called "One Time Love" a long time ago. There's a once in a lifetime. You'll meet somebody.
Wow.
That fits that description.
And hopefully hopefully you're wise enough to hold on to that.
Yeah,
person.
That's right. Yeah, you got to be
because
wise.
otherwise you go.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you were.
Yeah.
Saw her
right.
immediately, and you stop.
That's right.
Stop following.
You got to do the right thing,
But now you have also formed and headed up your own record label as well, called Gold City Records.
Yeah, Gold City Records.
What was the purpose of that?
I wanted to have complete freedom, creativity with writing my songs and putting my music together, and that's one reason I did it. But I also wanted to sign other acts that I could work with, and I did that. Liz Hogue was one of them. I had an album on her. Another like Boyz II Men type group I had on the label. My son Michael is also on the label. He writes electronic and dance music.
Okay.
Which is probably going to be coming out next year. But I just take special projects, special things that I want to work on.
Sure.
And that's the reason I formed the label. And I named the label after the New Jerusalem, which I told him about. That's why I wear gold every once in a while, because it's an honor of the New Jerusalem and Revelations. We would never know that this aspect of your life, this desire of you wanting to express yourself and let everyone know where you are spiritually, would ever unfold. I mean, obviously, we understand the foundation of the Isley Brothers. If we had to look at them, I mean, it started in gospel and then it transcended into R&B. And with you, it kind of went the opposite way, where, I don't know, did it start initially? You started in the church as well? Well, yes. I mean, my mother, used to bring us to church. I mean, first of all, the Isleys and the Jaspers are very close. I don't know if people would know that. We grew up on the same block, a few houses from each other, And my sister ended up...
In Ohio?
In Ohio, in Cincinnati.
Wow. Okay.
And Rudolph ended up marrying, my sister Elaine. Rudolph and Elaine got married. But the two families are like this, So... there's really no difference.
Tension?
There's no, close together.
Okay,
there was no we always knew each other all our lives. In other words,
gotcha.
So it's not like I came in at some date way in the future, because we'd always known each other.
Right.
But my experience, and I wanted to talk about my conversion, in the music, and I did, and it was different because when you're a child, you don't have much understanding, You go through the motions, because your parents say so. You have to go, and you go and you sit there. You don't know much about what's going on, but you sit there anyway.
Sure.
And it's not until you become of age that you start to, realize the commitment that Christianity is, and that's what I wanted to get out in my music, to show that this is a lifelong thing, and it's a commitment that you have to make.
Well, you definitely have jumped in with both feet in the water strongly, and I'm sure the rewards has been good to you. So many people have embraced your music because you have at least, to your credit, if I'm not mistaken, around 10, right? 10 albums.
Yeah, 10 albums. Yeah,
In
solo
total.
albums.
Yeah.
Started off with Super Bad right after IJI, which was the song about education.
Right.
Then I was concerned then with the dropout rates, which
Wow.
is still going on,
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get a message across that education is what makes you cool. And I tell people all the time, have you ever seen a cool guy who was stupid?
I know, right?
I never have.
Well, no, neither have I.
So, I wanted to get that across. This education is the way, and Superbad was the first song to talk about that. And I wrote another song in this inspired album, Keep Believing,
Yeah.
which talks about, using education as a tool to better yourself in life, and stay dedicated to your dream and all those things.
Hey, maybe we can while we're waiting to go back on air, Vito. I put the CD in CD2. Maybe we can kind of just for you watching and listening to us online. We're going to give you a little taste of some of the tracks. So let's start with "Keep Believing" first, and set that up for us.
Yeah, keep believing. Like I said, this message has been said before, but there's too many times that people will settle their disagreements with gun violence. And I wanted to address that first in the intro. Put down those guns and pick up those books and really focus on what you want to achieve in life. And you can do it. There's nobody in your way.
Well, you know what? I know your sons look at you and realize that you're a great role model for them. And I'm sure you're very proud of what they have accomplished so far.
I'm very proud of them, yes. And like I said, like I always tell Mike, I won't, do anything to disappoint you because I report to Jesus. God is my judge, and I can't do anything that would be harmful to you. So that's kind of how we deal with each other.
Chris Jasper is with us tonight. (107.5) WBLS. Welcome inside the Quiet Storm. I hope you lit your candles. I hope you're comfortable. I hope you maybe enjoying a bubble bath and a nice glass of wine on the side. That's the perfect way how to enjoy an evening. And if you're booed up, you got your baby nearby, well, that's even better. Stay close to us. We have a very distinguished man who has been in our company and has been a part of all of that romantic music that possibly has created or helped create or was in the mood of creating one of your children along the way. We have Brother Chris Jasper with us. And Chris was explaining to us online just a moment ago, if you would like to hear the conversation, please go to WBLS.com, click on the Quiet Storm page, and you can hear the conversation off air and online. But you were sharing with us when you were living in Ohio that the Jasper family and the Isley families were really close.
That's right.
And
yeah.
Rudolph of the Isleys married your sister.
Right, and married Elaine. And that's kind of the relationship that we have. But we all grew up like brothers. Me, especially the younger ones, me and Ernie and Marvin.
Sure.
We were the closest because we were closest in age. And the older brothers were closer in age, so they were closer. So it was actually two groups. It was the older group guys who started off first. Me, Ernie, and Marvin, we had a group called the Jasmine Trio, and we played jazz, Ramsey Lewis, stuff like that. Around Englewood, New Jersey, we played in different churches, and
this is when T-Neck Records was popping up.
This
right?
was right
after.
This was right before T-Neck.
Okay.
And we would play different dates. And they saw us, and they said, you guys are good, because we used to play in Miss Isley's house all the time. I played her piano,
Wow.
and
Okay.
Ernie was playing drums at the time. So Marvin picked up the bass. We formed a trio, and we had our own thing going, and then they said, well, look, you guys ought to record some of your music and go in the studio. So we said, okay, we will do that. So they recorded us, and we started playing with them, and the rest is history. We all got together as two groups.
His name is Chris Jasper. Continue the conversation online at WBLS.com. Click on the Quiet Storm, baby. We'll get a little taste of the brand new CD that he has coming out called Inspired. But stay close to me. More of the ear candy that you want is right here on 107.5 WBLS. It's so funny, Chris, that you mentioned you were part of you and Marvin and Ernie was a part of this trio group.
Yeah.
And y'all did so much then, and I guess that was really the propelling moment for you guys to say, well, why don't we just take it to the next level?
Yeah, we would play on the records at first, because I think Ernie was the first one to play with the older brothers. He actually played bass on It's Your Thing. You know, because Ernie he was starting to pick up the guitar then.
Wow.
And so, you know, if you can play guitar, you know, usually guitar players can play a little bass. So Ernie was the first one, and then after that record, you know, we all started to play, you know, on the records. You know, Love the One You're With. You know, Pop That Thing.
Wow.
You know, Work to Do. All that stuff. You know, we started to play with the older brothers. So, and that's what 3+3 means. That album 3+3.
Oh, the old and the new.
Yeah, the three older and the three. They're like two groups come together as one. So that's what that actually means.
That was one of my favorite albums, man.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
That's one of my favorites too.
And you know, again, I'm enjoying the music, and it's so funny because sidebar, Erykah Badu, one of her favorite songs, if I'm not mistaken, is off that album, Sensuality.
Oh yeah, that's Sensuality. I think was on Heat Is On.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that was one of my compositions.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote Sensuality.
That's the number one hit. Well, I could, if you ever bump into Erykah Badu, just say, you know, I'm the one who's inspired it, because she loves that record.
Yeah,
immensely. Chris Jasper is his name. Brand new CD is called Inspired. We're going to take a listen to track number 2. It's called Keep Believing. He set it up just a moment ago. Sit back, enjoy it. This is exclusively for you, baby, behind the scenes of The Quiet Storm.
All right. Put down those guns and pick up those books. And listen to what I'm getting ready to put down. Said the times are a-changing, making your mark, and now you're in charge. Got to own what you're making.
Something brand new. Chris Jasper's latest CD is called Inspired. To be loved, be life by the Spirit. No, by love, by life, by the Spirit. And that's Keep Believing. You know, I hear the orchestration, I hear the way the composing on that song. It took me back, and I think you captivated in a great way, because production means so much when you're creating new music. You took me back into like the 80s zone. You know, the 80s zone. That music, it has that potent groove, and it's obviously a great message-oriented song.
Yeah, I know. I hear all the time, you know, from people that they love the sound, you know, that we had. And, you know, I was a large part of that. So I wanted to make this album sound, you know, like the way that I recorded before, you know, using the same techniques that I had done before. Wow. And I think it has that flavor to it.
So now obviously, you don't have any more Isleys a part of the band.
No.
At this stage of the game. But so are you playing all the instruments?
Yeah. I'm playing instruments. Yeah, I played a lot of the instruments, you know, when we did records, you know. They credit me with keyboards because, you know.
You're classically trained. I get that.
You know, they say, oh, it's a keyboard player. He plays keyboards. Okay.
Right.
But there was some songs I was playing guitar on and bass too. And it's just, that's what I did, you know. So when you hear this album, you're going to hear a lot of things that you heard on the Isley records too.
And you were doing them.
Yeah, and I was playing them. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I tell you, when you sit down and learn the history of the music, it really becomes fascinating even more. Chris Jasper is his name. Of course, one of the integral parts of the Isley Brothers, but of course, one of the premier performers of Isley, Jasper Isley. 1992, you'll never forget.
Never forget.
Hall
of Fame.
And 2014, you may not forget either.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We were just notified, I think maybe 10 days ago, that the Grammy was awarding us the Lifetime Achievement Award, and I'm still soaking it in.
I was going to say, how does that make you really feel?
I don't know. I was, you know, when I first heard it, I was like, wow, you know, like Paul McCartney he's also receiving the same award, and I remember, you know, listening to this guy, you know, when I was a kid, you know.
Sure.
You know, Michelle and all those great Yesterday, and, you know, even artists that I really, you know, were influenced by, like Ray Charles would cover his, you know, songs, you know, and he's gonna be up there too, and I'm like, wow, I just can't believe it. I guess in another week or two it'll sink in, but it's just a great honor.
Have you had a chance to speak to the rest of the fellas?
I haven't spoke to them yet, but I'm pretty sure I'll speak to them soon, you know, before we have to go out there.
Now, it's unfortunate, and maybe you can just expand on it. We've lost a great majority of some wonderful brothers of the Isley Brothers. Can you share that?
Yeah. Well, Marvin just recently passed complications with diabetes. That was in 2010. Kelly Isley, I believe it was heart-related, but he also passed away in '86. So they're no longer with us. But, you know, that's disappointing, too, because, you know, I would like for them to
be a part of it.
To be a part of it, you know. But, you know, I'm going to be there, and Ernie and Ronald will be there. So
that's a wonderful thing. Any, and this is just a roll of the dice off the top of the head. What's the likelihood of you guys just doing something collectively one day?
I don't know. I'm kind of comfortable in the zone I'm in right now musically.
Okay.
And there's some lyrical directions that I can't go in now.
Gotcha.
That
I got you. No, I got you. Well, I understand. Well,
I don't know if I could, you know, do that. You
right.
know what I mean?
Well, you know, you guys are a lot safe, even with clothes now. I mean, even Ronald is a lot safer with clothes. I remember looking at those album covers back in the day, man. You know.
Yeah, I didn't have much on.
You know, Cisco reminded me of a younger version of Ronald Isley when they first came out, because Cisco was about like exposing his chest, and if you look at those early Soul Train clips, or if you look at those album covers, Ronald Isley had just a vest on and the chest was exposed. You were I was muscle, man.
Yeah, I didn't have any clothes on at all. I mean, that was kind of the thing back then, you know, like the more you show, the better, you know.
But it is. Hey, look, I think it's the thing these days too.
But yeah.
Chris Jasper is with us tonight inside the Quiet Storm, baby. It's soft and warm and relaxing and comfortable. We're locked inside the Quiet Storm with Brother Chris Jasper. If you're watching and listening online, then obviously you're getting a whole earful of interesting things. We were just talking about the attire, and I think you scratched on it a little earlier. The attire, how you guys used to dress, and I said I made a comparison between Cisco and Ronald Isley, because when Cisco first came out with Drew Hill, I thought he had the style, some of the clothing style of what you guys have captivated back in the day, and it's pretty. I'm sure when you look back on your life, and you have to either laugh or just smile or just say, why did we do this?
Had some nerve, didn't you? That's what I think sometimes, because I'm standing up there. I think on one album cover I don't have a shirt on.
You're right.
And
right.
It's like, I would never do that now, but that's what everybody was doing, Let's wear
Everybody's still doing it, though.
As possible.
They're still doing that, Chris. They're still doing that.
I guess some people are. Yeah.
I guess it works. It's still it works.
Yeah.
It works. It really does work. 1992, you'll never forget, because you guys were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's right. Yeah.
And 2014, you will never forget because.
Yeah. We were the Grammy just notified us that. We're going to get the Lifetime Achievement Award for the Grammys, which is incredible.
Congratulations, man. That's a wonderful accomplishment in itself. A lot of folks don't even get that far. A lot of folks don't even get a Grammy, and that's a wonderful thing to be given an accolade and a high prestigious award by your peers, and to say that your music is definitely a cornerstone, a benchmark, a foundation of this music. Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's something that I never would even think about, when we were writing the songs, because we were just trying to remain competitive, stay current and do the best we could. And this award is just unbelievable.
I want to give everyone a taste of the brand new CD's title track. It's called Inspired. It's track 1 off of the brand new CD. Set that up for us. What inspired it? Was it your lovely wife? You said.
Oh, absolutely, yes. My love songs now are definitely inspired by her, and if I think about her or different things about her, I can sometimes come up with lyrics, and this is one that I did.
So let's listen to it. Brand new, Quiet Storm exclusive, baby. Something brand new from Chris Jasper. Title track from his brand new CD called Inspired. And we'll tell you how you can get a hold of it. Obviously, if you go to chrisjasper.com, it will lead you to purchasing his brand new CD as well. Let's sit back and enjoy it. 107.5 WBLS.
You inspire me, inspire me, baby. So much. You inspire me, inspire me, baby. So much. I never knew love so strong till the first time that I saw you and fell in love. It's only you that I long for. Anytime we're not together, I wanna be with you forever. I need to say I'm so inspired by your love. You inspire me. You inspire me, baby. So much. You inspire me. You inspire me. Yes, you do, baby. So much. There's one thing that I know. I love everything about you. You make me whole. The tender way that you show me that I'm the only one that you decide to give your love. I need to say I'm so inspired by inspire me every day, every night. So much, so much. You inspire me. You inspire me, baby, baby. So much, so much. You inspire me. Inspire me, baby. So much, so much, so much, so much. You inspire me. You inspire me, baby. Me, baby. So much, so much, so much. One thing I know that's so true, babe. No one in this world quite like you. Oh, girl, you inspire me. Inspire me, babe. You inspire me. So much. You every morning. Oh, yes you do, baby. Inspire me, babe. You inspire me, baby. So much. You inspire me. Inspire oh, baby. Oh, baby, baby. So much, so much, so much. You whenever you walk into a room, inspire me.
107.5 WBLS. That's a Quiet Storm exclusive. Thanks to Brother Chris Jasper for bringing that in for us. The CD is available and is out?
Oh, yes. Available. It's out. It's out on the physical CD and also downloads. CD Baby, Amazon, everywhere. You can find it. iTunes.
Brother, I got to admit, you stay on top of social media.
Oh, yes. That's very important. Yeah.
Look, a lot of obviously the younger generation, they're on top of it as well, and some of us are not on top of it. I meet people every day, and like, oh, I can't do Facebook, and I think obviously some people do it for the wrong reasons, but there's a good reason to do social media as well.
Oh yeah,
I think you exemplify that.
It's nothing like getting the direct feedback from the people who buy the music,
right? Who
have listened to the music for years, and they love this CD. I mean, why don't I hear it on the radio?
Right, sure.
And it's like, but it's sometimes it's hard to break on radio. But they love it, and I love to get their comments, because it helps me as a songwriter.
Sure,
you know what I mean. So that's why I use it, because it's important to get that feedback.
Now we should mention that this particular CD is on Chris Jasper's independent label called Gold City Records, and I commend you for doing that. I don't know, and maybe you can just expand on this real quick before we let you go. There's a lot of recording artists. There's a lot of artists that haven't broken the ceiling yet of popularity or just getting on the forefront. Where do you feel that artists these days should still try to get their major record deal situation, or should they try to do the independent thing? As you see, you're standing on the legs of the success of obviously your career with the Isley Brothers and Isley Jasper Isley, but now everybody has that opportunity. So, what would you say to those trying to break into this business?
It's a tough thing. It's a tough call, because sometimes when you're with a major, you can get lost in the shuffle too.
Sure.
I mean, just because you're signed with a major record label doesn't mean you're going to get across. So. Right. It mainly depends on your material, number one. How strong is the material you have, no matter if you're with independent or major, because majors usually don't push records they don't think have a chance.
Wow.
So if your material is not strong, you're not going to get across anyway. So,
but everybody thinks their music is strong,
and of course they do. But see, a lot of people don't test market their music.
How do you do that?
You get groups of people from different walks of life, and then ask them, their honest opinion of the record. Just like a record, a manufacturing company will test market a product.
Do the same thing.
And I think it would help if they would test market and really see if their stuff is up to the level that it should be. And that's number one, because if it's not going to get across no matter what. Now, if you have something strong, yeah, your background can come into play like mine. You know, like
Sure.
people know my name, so it may be a little easier for me to get my music exposed than an unknown artist.
Right.
I think an unknown artist needs a lot more promotion, you know, a lot more marketing behind their.
They need to invest in themselves.
Yeah, either invest heavily in yourself or have a major who is willing to push that music. But like I said, it just depends on the situation. But it always starts with the material, always. You can't sell something that's not strong.
Wow. Words from a man, a legend who knows and who's been in the game for quite some time. Chris Jasper is his name, just in case you are just joining us right away. We're about to go back on air. How can everyone connect with you?
Just go to chrisjasper.com. Everything is right there. It can lead you to my calendar, everything, bios, all my CDs are there. You know where to buy it, all the stores to go to. You can even go to your local stores and they'll get it for you.
That's what's up. What I'd like to do, Vito, as we close out, and we'll make it very, very short. If we could do track 3 on air any day. Another one of my favorites that's kind of stuck out on the album. Inspired, the brand new CD from Chris Jasper. Please make sure that you check it out, get it, download it, or you can buy it physically.
That's right,
if you like to do the old school way.
Oh, yeah.
Just get the CD, the hard copy. And that always goes a long way, baby, because that way you can listen to it in your car. If you don't have a USB, you know, it can work out a lot of different ways. We're going back on there. 107.5 WBLS. Welcome inside of the Quiet Storm. Tonight, it's been a fun hour. Just sitting and catching up and chatting with this wonderful, phenomenal legend, Chris Jasper. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way.
Oh.
But you do have legendary stripes. Anytime you're gonna get a Lifetime Achievement Award as a Grammy, that's a legendary stripe.
Legendary's good.
It is very good, no question. And it's wonderful to still be able to smell the flowers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I think on the millions of music fans, man, that have enjoyed your music and your compositions and your creativity on quite a few of the Isley Brothers songs over the years, I thank you, and we thank you for bringing that creativity and that special magic, because it worked in such a great way. And, you know, good music never dies.
Oh, thank you, man. I'm grateful for having me back to, like I said, the place where I met my wife. I mean, this is a great place.
Yes, it is.
You know, talking with you, and I always appreciate radio. I say it every time I do an interview. I appreciate the people who play my music and have played it in the past, because that's what it's about. I mean, and the fans, I can't thank them enough, because without them, I mean, I can't do what I do. So I really appreciate the support that I get from both the radio and the fans. So,
well, brother, we hope that we can continue to give you that foundation, that support, because that's so much needed and very, very needed. Coming up in just a few minutes, Confessions of Love. I need to invite you and your wife back one day to talk about that. Confessions of Love, Chris, is when we talk about relationships. And I know in 31 years of marriage, you definitely have been through, both of y'all have been through some things.
well,
So y'all can
been
talk
very
about
happy.
some things. Hey, and that's
Very
a good
happy,
thing.
very happy.
And that's a good thing. But we're going to talk about some things as we get a little closer inside the Quiet Storm for the next hour. I want to give you another taste of Chris Jasper, latest CD, Inspired. This track is called Any Day. Quick story about this song.
Yeah, Any Day. This is a song that I thought of because I was thinking, like, if I could be anywhere in the world, if I could see, you know, all of the great wonders of the world, that would be great. But I would rather be with you any day, and that's where
Goes back to your wife. Look at that. This man is in love. That's what's up. Chris Jasper, happy holidays to you, brother.
Same to you. Thanks so much, man.
All the best in the new year, okay?
Thanks a lot.
Yes. Chris Jasper, baby. Inside the Quiet Storm.
If I could go up to the top of the world, see everything there is to see, check out the Louvre and the Champs-Elysees, but I'd rather be with you any day. I'd rather be with you any day. I'd rather be with you any day. the chalet or the Grand Taj Mahal with all the riches of my dreams.